So the other day on Telegram, I was scrolling through my feed and I saw this video.
Sometimes I can meet Russian women who are a little bit too much like princesses. You can just go to Moscow City and see what I'm talking about. I mean, just exposing themselves a little bit too much and behaving like very entitled persons. Like the most surprising part for me is that they really want to put themselves forward all the time, and that's not something we see in France. So, for example, photo sessions or just posing in the middle of the street or in a concert hall.
Only Western women can down Eastern women for taking time to look good and caring about their appearance. It is so shocking to me how the body positivity thing has turned Western women into sloppy, inconsiderate individuals that only care about their own self preservation. Gone are the times where you would have to put in work to look good or to actually take care in the way that you look to be presentable. And I feel like this annoys Western women so much when they see Eastern women like Russian women taking the time to look good no matter where they go. I have Russian friends, women included, and they tell me that Russian women are always trying to look their best because their mothers tell them that you never know, maybe you might bump into your husband. They look good for their future husband, for the men around them, to look presentable. An old fashioned way of thinking, but with all the movements of late, for example, the feminist movements, people nowadays in the West think that it is toxic to take pride in the way that you look. And this is a video from Russian Road. I really love the channel. I'm going to share the link in the description. But the woman just gets on my last nerves because she's a part of the problem. When is looking good and feeling great about yourself because you take pride in your appearance a negative thing? This whole whoop-diddy-loop mindset of thinking that you can be extremely out of shape or you can be frumpy or you can wear sweats and you can just walk out of the house any way you like is just a mindset which is backwards. Gone are the days when we actually commended people for taking care of themselves. Not to say that everybody has to be a supermodel. Hey, look, I'm not the most in shape guy. My biggest asset is probably my biceps. That's the biggest asset. I'm not George Clooney or I'm not an extremely attractive dude, but I take the time to at least go out and look good, just like how any individual should. And I feel like for women, it's even more intense. It's way more intense because you have this femininity to you, and the way that you present yourself shows how feminine you are. Yeah? Nurturers are women. The subtle touch, the essence of femininity, that is what makes you a woman. And Russian women are a very good example of what actual feminine air has to it. Because as soon as you start not caring about your appearance, as soon as you start this body positivity thing, and as soon as you think that you should just go out any way you want and you shouldn't care about how people perceive you, it's cute to think that we shouldn't care how people perceive us. But there's nothing wrong with looking good and being presentable when you go outside. And this video is just an example of how people continuously down Russian women for no apparent reason. You have people thinking that they're superficial, that they're gold diggers, that they're people that just care about their appearance. But the problem with that is that their standard is higher than yours. In Western countries, you are programmed to think that you are beautiful no matter what you're not. You are beautiful if you take care of yourself. You're always beautiful in your own way. Beauty is subjective, but presentation is not. If you're clean, if you're collected, if you look good, and you put more effort into the way you look compared to other people, of course, people need to commend you on that because you take the time. When has throwing on a suit or looking sharp been an insult? It's almost like it's an insult to injury in some regard for the people that think that they shouldn't put in effort. And it's just pathetic, extremely pathetic, because nobody's saying that you have to be a top class model, even for the guys. Nobody's saying that you have to be extremely attractive, but being presentable and feeling beautiful and feminine and wanting to take pictures of yourself and walking around and strutting, there's nothing wrong with that. And also expecting men to take care of you and take the lead is not foreign. This is something that has existed in all of our countries, but only now we're trying to remove it and revoke this mindset of traditional air. Why are we so quick to say that people are gold diggers because they expect somebody to be affirmative, to be stern, to be in charge, and to take care of the person? If you get married now, who do you think is going to pay the bills? If somebody were to buy you flowers and to buy you diamonds and to get you gifts on your birthday or for Women's Day, does that make you a gold digger? And I'm not saying that Russian women aren't gold diggers. There are so many of them, just like how there are so many in the West. But this is a worldly problem. But I feel like this mindset of people looking at Russian women just because they look chic and they look attractive and they look like they're well put together, and they classify them as, overdoing it or trying too hard or just being stuck up or superficial, is just stupid. It plays on your own insecurity. It plays on your own insecurity to not take time into the way that you look. And what's even funnier, Western women created the idea of social media. This is not an Eastern phenomenon. Western women created the idea of lifting your phone up in the street, shooting a vlog. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Oh my God, look at me. And the whole idea of being the center of attention and taking a random picture on the street or posing somewhere, this is a Western mindset. The East only adopted this and used things. And by the way, in some Eastern countries, Instagram is even blocked. You need VPN for that. Some people don't even use it. This is like a Western thing. So this woman is obviously bitter. She needs to take the time to actually look at herself first. And it's calling the kettle black because I'm pretty sure she also takes a lot of Instagram photos, looks at herself in the mirror, makes sure she looks presentable. Maybe she doesn't. You guys can be the judge of this. But this video is just another example of how the world is just going backwards, and not to a time that we knew previously, but to a time that was non existent, creating these movements that have no sense of beneficial air to them. It's just making us more lazy. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and if you want more rants like this, I'll see you guys in the next one.